Senior boys had a game where they rated freshman girls out loud in the hallway, so I started rating them back with a megaphone. Every morning by the main staircase. Same 5 senior boys, same stupid game. Hold up fingers when a girl walks by. Rate her out loud. 7, you're blind, bro. 5 max. I'd still talk to her though. Real original. The freshman girls got the worst of it because they didn't know any better yet. They'd walk right into it, and by the time they realized what was happening, the damage was done. My little sister Amira started high school this year. First week, she came home and asked me why boys were holding up numbers when she walked to class. I asked her what numbers. She said 4, sometimes 3. She's 14. She asked me if she was ugly. I wanted to throw something. The next morning, I watched it happen. Amira walked by with her friend, head down, already bracing for it. 4.5, being generous. Her friend's cuter. 6. Amira didn't even react, just kept walking. I looked around for a teacher. Mrs. Nixon was 10 feet away, organizing papers outside her classroom. She glanced up, made eye contact with me, then went back to her papers. That's when I stopped waiting for an adult to handle it. The next week, it got worse. They started adding commentary. Solid 5, but she walks like a duck. No chest, no ass. What's the point? I'd let her talk to me if she lost 20 pounds. I kept waiting for someone to do something. A teacher, a security guard, anyone. No one did. So I walked up to them myself. Middle of the hallway, middle of the morning rush. I stepped right in front of the ringleader. This guy named Maison. Tall, thought he was God's gift to women. I said, you know the freshman girls are taking the long way to class just to avoid you, right? He looked at me like I was speaking another language. Then he smiled. Relax. It's not that deep. We're not hurting anyone. His boys started laughing. One of them held up fingers behind my back. I heard a 6 maybe, and more laughter. I didn't turn around, just stared at Maison until the smile on his face got a little uncomfortable. Then I walked away. That night I couldn't sleep. Not hurting anyone. Amira asked me if she was ugly and he thinks they're not hurting anyone. I thought about reporting them, but Mrs. Nixon already saw and did nothing. I thought about telling my parents, but what would they do? Call the school that already didn't care? That's when I remembered drama club. I wasn't in it, but my friend Destiny was. And I knew exactly where they kept the megaphones for pep rallies. The next day I asked Destiny if I could borrow one. She asked why. I said it was for a social experiment. She didn't ask any more questions. I got there early on Friday, found my spot, tested the megaphone once in the bathroom to make sure it worked. It did. By the time the hallway filled up, I was ready. Maison and his boys were right on time, posting up by the staircase like they owned it. A girl walked by. 6, nah, 5 max. I'd still talk to her. I raised the megaphone. Yo, 3 out of 10, skinny. Like 5 feet 6 maybe. 0 muscle definition. Probably can't even do a push-up. The hallway froze. Maison turned around so fast he almost tripped. I pointed at the guy next to him. 4, no shoulders, no jawline, no print, nothing going on at all. His whole face went red. A girl near me started laughing so hard she had to grab her friend. I kept going. Pointed at the next one. 2, built like an uncooked noodle. Voice higher than mine. Would never swipe right, ever. He looked like he wanted to disappear. The crowd was growing. People pushing in to see. Phones everywhere. One of the guys tried to walk toward me, but people weren't moving. Someone yelled, let her cook. I pointed at Maison. And the main character. 5 out of 10. And I'm being so generous right now. Weak chin, try hard energy. The kind of guy who thinks he's hot but has never made a girl laugh on purpose. Peaked in 8th grade. It's all downhill from here, bro. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. The crowd was screaming. That's when Mrs. Nixon finally pushed through, face red, yelling something I couldn't even hear over the noise. Mrs. Nixon took the megaphone, told me I was in serious trouble. Maison jumped in immediately. She was body shaming us. That's not okay. I looked at him. Relax. It's not that deep. I'm not hurting anyone. His face went completely blank. He heard it. Mrs. Nixon heard it too. She looked at the boys for a long time, then back at me. I got Saturday detention for disrupting the learning environment. The boys got pulled into a meeting about appropriate hallway conduct. The ratings stopped. Not because they got punished, because every time they tried to post up by the staircase, someone would yell no print or what's your rating? And the whole hallway would laugh. They moved spots, then stopped showing up early altogether. Amira takes the main hallway now. She doesn't even think about it anymore. That was the whole point.